We hope you're hungry because we're about to try a ton of authentic foods, drinks, and desserts here in Palermo, Sicily.
Palermo is the capital city of Sicily, and it has been one of the most conquered cities in all of history, which means that its food has been influenced by more than just Italy. Greek, Roman, Arab, Norman, German, and Spanish.
All of that translates to lively markets, a bunch of street vendors, and tons of yummy food.
If we haven't met, we're Jana and Brett, and we love eating our way through Europe. If you're like us, then you know that trying local foods is one of the best ways to experience a new culture. First, we're gonna start with the foods, then we'll go on to drinks, and of course, we'll end with dessert. But I'm hungry, so let's get started.
As far as we're told, there is only one food in Italy that has a patron saint, and that is arancine. Arancine are rice balls that are filled with lots of different things. Oftentimes ragu is the most traditional. This one here has some meat and some peas in it.
Is it cheating to say that I've already had this so I know that I like it? But one of the best things is that here they're super cheap, so it's an easy way to get delicious food that fills you up.
The rice is perfectly cooked. There's a creaminess that you get from the meat and the peas.
Loaded with rice and flavor. It's delicious.
But the crispy outside, because it's fried, is so good, bringing the whole dish all together.
I think Brett described it so well. Crispy on the outside, creamy on the inside.
Arancina is a staple when you come to Palermo.
I wish you could smell these. These are crocchè. They're some kind of fried potatoes with parsley in them. In a weird way, they smell like McDonald's French fries, but way better.
Croquet just makes me think of that silly game with the club hitting the ball that's pretending to be golf.
Oh, it's so hot.
It's hot.
They did just come out of the fryer. They make them fresh. Okay, the best things about potatoes with salt and fried, like, you really can't get a whole lot better. It's basically like a chunky fried French fry.
Okay, it's genuinely like a fried potato. The potato tastes way better than a McDonald's fry. The best part about this, though, is the crusty outside. I love the like salty, parsley crusted coating on the outside.
Oh, these are great.
Honestly, if Jana just wants the potato on the inside, she can have the inside and I'll eat all of the crust.
This little guy here is a panelle. It's basically a chickpea flour pancake. I see some herbs in there, and I think maybe they're fried.
One of the food items I kept seeing was actually panelle in a sandwich, and it looked really great. But I'm kind of excited to just get the raw flavor of the panelle with nothing else.
And I'm just gonna use my hands because that's easier. Oh, well that's good. A really thin pancake is probably the best way to describe it, but it definitely has some like oil or lard and herbs in it.
Chickpea is interesting to me because there's a quality about it that I really like. I'm a huge fan of hummus, and sometimes Jana makes tomato soup and actually uses baked chickpeas in place of croutons. It's amazing. I love the flavor, but there's also something about it that, like, when it first hit me, I wasn't sure that I liked it, so we're trying.
Oh yeah, those are a great snack. Okay, definitely gonna have to get some more of these, but we're here in Palermo.
I think I really like it, but maybe I was expecting it to taste a little bit different. Not sure how, but I could definitely eat another one of these. When in Sicily, eat as the Sicilians. For freaking real, like, who eats this stuff? This is Stigghiola. It's veal intestine. There's no chance this is any good. It looks disgusting, but it's grilled. So, that could be an improvement. Let's give it a try. I can't even cut. Oh my gosh. I think this is why they cut it. Because the guy over there offered to cut it, and I was like, no, I'm doing a video, don't cut it. I think it'll look really cool like this. But I literally think there might be no way to eat it without cutting it first. Okay, he gave me a little piece to try. Honestly, the flavor's amazing. It's pretty chewy, as oftentimes internal organs seem to be. Almost kind of like a little bit of a tough octopus. That's the consistency. If it wasn't so hard to chew, I think this is an incredible food, and I'd probably eat a whole bunch of it.
Of all the foods on our list today, I am most excited to try this. It is Melanzane Fritta, which is basically fried eggplant. This one is warmed and topped with fresh cheese, and it smells amazing. It's pretty good. It's not as crispy as I expected.
It's kind of mushy.
I think I consider fried food to be crispy, but
We've had something called fritto misto, which is just like fried vegetables mixed together, and they're never crunchy or crispy. So this is kind of what I expected. Don't love it, don't hate it.
yeah, it's okay.
This dish is actually a little bit different because it's almost like a panino, like an eggplant sandwich, and it's got ham, or maybe they call it prosciutto.
Okay, to be fair, since there's meat inside, I should probably try it with some of the meat.
Not super traditional,
That definitely changes the flavor.
but with the cheese and the prosciutto, this is a pretty great sandwich.
And this just isn't what I expected, so it's good, but kind of, just because of my expectations.
Here I have a Sfincione. It's kind of a cross between like a pizza crust and a bread. This one has cheese and prosciutto.
I got a Sfincione with just ragu, and it looks like maybe some onions and some fresh herbs too.
But there's a little hair.
Oh, that has incredible flavor.
Yeah, honestly, it tastes like a little bit of a deeper dish pizza. I don't think this one is super fried, but some of them are.
I don't think it's fried, but I love the flavor. There's a good saltiness to the dough. And then, of course, what could be bad about tomatoes and herbs?
And then the way they sit, it allows the ragu sauce or the tomato sauce to seep down into the bready bits and make it super gooey and tasty.
This seems like the perfect on-the-go lunch or afternoon snack, so I see why it's so popular here. If you're ready to plan a trip to Palermo just to try these delicious foods, then hit that like button and let us know.
Now, I know Sicilians don't eat this kind of stuff every day, otherwise their stomachs would explode. We've had so much fried food, food made with bread. I think it's time that we wash this food down with some drinks. I always find it so interesting to try the local drinks. This is called Sangue. Sangue is the Italian word, or sanguine, for blood.
Oh, it doesn't smell bad at all. Yeah, it just smells like a dessert wine.
It's supposed to be like Marsala wine or similar. I expected it to taste sweeter.
Does not taste the way it smells.
Not sure if it's a fortified wine, but maybe so. Almost kind of tastes like it's supposed to be a juice,
It almost tastes like flat soda.
but it's kind of light on the fruity taste and more on the alcohol taste.
It definitely tastes like bitters. I'm not even really sure what else.
So I don't love it, but I don't hate it.
Makes me salivate a lot. I don't really care for it.
It smells pretty good, but I actually think it smells better than it tastes.
Maybe it needs a second try. Yeah, I don't really care for it. Now, in comparison to that last drink, I know I like myself a good Aperol Spritz.
Even though an Aperol Spritz is not traditional to Sicily, you gotta do it on a night out when you're in Italy.
Everywhere you go in Italy and even in Europe, in the evenings, you'll see so many people drinking this orange drink.
It's made of an orange bitter alcohol and mixed with Prosecco.
But honestly, on a hot day, an Aperol Spritz is so refreshing.
I think people tend to have a love-hate relationship with. Either they really like kind of the bitter taste, or they drink it and they wish it was sweeter and maybe a little more bubbly.
Much better than the Sangue.
It's an Aperol Spritz, what do you expect?
If you didn't know, Sicily is famous for its blood oranges. They taste pretty much the same, but they're this like richer orange, pink, reddish color, like this.
I've actually never had blood orange juice.
There are piles and piles of these oranges in the market, and they have this big juicer, and they just squeeze out all the juice
This is totally freshly squeezed, he didn't add anything.
with some ice cubes. Keep it cold.
To me, this tastes a little bit less sweet than normal orange juice. Of course, I might be used to orange juice in the US that is always sweeter than you would expect.
On a hot day like today, this is so refreshing. No meal is complete without dessert, which means it's time for sweets.
Jana's family has been making cannoli on their own for years, and they tend to opt for the traditional kinds, one with ricotta, one with a plain white cream. It's because I've eaten plenty of those in my lifetime. I opted for something a little more creative. This place right here lets you build your own cannolo. So, I went for a chocolate-lined cannolo filled with hazelnut cream and topped with little bits of pistachio and powdered sugar.
I know Brett has a mega sweet tooth. I'm a little bit more of a purist, but not gonna lie. Cannoli is always good.
I think the best way to eat it though is to first maybe suck off some of the cream and then dive right in.
Kind of tough to eat though.
I get ricotta is traditional. Once you've had something like this, why would you ever have a cannolo with ricotta cheese again?
The shell is definitely fresh. I love that it's lined with chocolate. That hazelnut cream is perfectly smooth, but it's not too sweet, which I appreciate.
I had a local just yelling at me because this isn't traditional. So if you've never had a traditional one with ricotta, of course you should try that. But if you have, come here, have some fun, play around, build your own cannolo.
You can't come to Sicily without trying a granita at some point.
When I was a kid, my mom used to buy something called Luigi's Lemon Italian Ice from the grocery store. I bet this is a little better.
It comes in a bunch of different flavors. This one is lemon, but it's basically a fruit and ice mixed together to make an incredibly refreshing icy. They gave me a spoon, so I'm assuming you should eat it with a spoon and not slurp it.
Okay, that's good. It's refreshing.
Oh my gosh, it's so refreshing. It's basically like a lemonade icy, but way fresher.
I will say it's sweeter than I expected it to be. But this to me is a good blend of sweetness and great lemon flavor.
Now I want to try every flavor they have. Bread is delicious and gelato is amazing, so why not combine the two? This is gelato con brioche,
I never would have thought about combining gelato with a sweetbread.
and I have strawberry and fior di latte, which is kind of like a vanilla. But to be honest, I have no idea how to eat this,
I don't know if there's any good way to eat it.
so I'm just gonna eat the gelato first.
Might as well get messy.
That is some pretty good gelato.
The strawberry gelato is so fresh.
And I pride myself on being a gelato connoisseur. Okay, let me get a piece of the brioche. Oh, it smells like sweet bread, kind of like King's Hawaiian rolls.
The freshness of the strawberry, the bread just brings it all together. I love this meal.
Definitely a really good sweet bread. And like I said, what could be better than combining bread and gelato? As you can tell, this was really delicious. I still have no idea how to eat it, but pro tip, it's really messy, so grab extra napkins.
Yum. I love cakes, and this one looks absolutely incredible.
These 7 layers are so inviting.
This is called Torta Setteveli. It's a 7 veil cake. It has 7 layers of hazelnut cream, chocolate, and then there's a crunchy base.
But the bottom kind of looks like cornflakes to me.
It looks so beautiful. I almost don't even want to eat it. But note I said almost because it looks so good. I am gonna eat it. I love the crunchy bottom there. Look at that.
That is so good.
I'm not sure what that is at the bottom. I don't love the base. I almost wish it was more like a graham cracker crust.
It's kind of like puffed rice or like a popcorn cake. Like it's really light and fluffy.
Yep, Jana totally nailed it. It's totally like a corn puff or a rice cake on the base. But the chocolate layer, oh my gosh, it's like a dark chocolate on top.
It is so smooth.
The creaminess of each layer blends together so beautifully.
You know, I can't really complain. I'm still gonna eat it all. It's really good. Before we try the next food, I have to tell you a little story. So way back when, there were some nuns who wanted to impress a visiting archbishop. And the way they did it was by creating fake fruit to hang on all the trees outside so that the archbishop would be super impressed by their fruiting trees. And that's how we have Frutta Martorana.
It feels so weird to me to have something that looks so much like an orange, not taste like an orange, and not even smell like an orange.
These are made with almond flour and sugar, lots of sugar. And then they're coated in like egg white and something to make them look like real fruit.
In fact, what's the movie? Is it Sleeping Beauty, where the old lady gives her an apple and it's a poison apple? Is that the movie?
Snow White.
Snow White. I hope this is not gonna be a Snow White moment for me.
And there are so many of these. They come in basically any kind of fruit you can imagine. And so they're really traditional here and beautiful. I kind of don't want to eat them.
It's worth a try though.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
It looks so much like an orange. I expect there to be this sweet citrus taste.
They're basically like a sugar cookie, but with almond flour.
Honestly, just looks like a really like gooey, chewy sugar cookie on the inside.
Oh my gosh, these are incredible. I kind of thought they'd be really sweet and nasty, but this is really delicious.
It's really good. Yeah, it's a little sweeter than I expected after Jana tasted it, but not nearly as sweet as I would have thought. I'd eat more of these.
And the legend goes, this happened on All Souls Day, which is November 1st. And so kids here still get this kind of fruit on All Souls Day.
I have never tried something quite like this. This is cassatina. I believe it's a sponge cake filled with ricotta, and then it's topped with like a candied cherry. Sometimes they have marzipan, and this one I believe might have pistachio paste here on the outside, giving it that beautiful green color.
Brett always has more of a sweet tooth than me, but after seeing his reaction, I'm pretty excited to try this.
The paste kind of holds it all together.
Oh, it is really thick and creamy.
Oh my gosh.
Mmm.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh. There are like little chocolate chips on the inside.
That is so much sweeter than I expected.
That's not what I expected this to taste like, but it is really good. The sponge cake got some kind of like cream on the inside with the chocolate chips.
I thought it would be more of a cake. It definitely feels like it's more of a cream filling, but not gonna lie. These chocolate chunks in here are phenomenal.
And then I don't really know what to say about the pistachio paste. Like, it's good. I think it really keeps it all together.
With that like hint of nutty pistachio on the outside, it's incredible. It really does pull it all together.
The inside of this is incredible.
I need another bite just to make sure. Oh yeah, it's still amazing. If you didn't know, my family comes from Sicily. My great-grandparents emigrated from a village just outside of Palermo, and throughout all the generations, one thing has stuck around, and that is coffee with biscotti.
I've been eating almonds and other mixed nuts like all my life, but it wasn't until recently that I realized just how much flavor almond has when it's extracted and put into a cookie or a tea or something like that.
These are almond biscotti. They're kind of like a crunchy cookie, and often my family would dip them in coffee. I don't know if they do that here.
If you've had traditional biscotti, you know that they can be really hard, like break your teeth kind of hard.
They're a lot softer than I remember.
What I love about these is it's a little bit crusty on the outside, but gooey on the inside, so it makes the whole thing chewy.
But I like that these are coated in powdered sugar, so they have a little bit more sweetness to them.
This is fantastic. I am gonna dip it in espresso because when in Rome, when in Palermo. This is amazing. I can eat a whole bag.
Oh yeah, one of these is definitely not enough. I'm already hungry for more. If you're hungry for more Italian food or just European food in general, check out this playlist and we'll see you there.